The Sixth Letter, from the one inside the cocoon, a companion to Ed's Step 6 MRT interview. July 2026. Dear you who are reading, I have been writing this letter my whole life without a pen. You will have to forgive the handwriting. It is made of breath and small movements of the ribs, of the way a body under a blanket learns to be quieter than the room. They gave me a name. I will not tell you what it is. A name is a door someone else builds on the outside of you, and mine was built while I was still deciding whether to arrive. So I stayed in the doorway. That is what a cocoon is, really. Not a hiding place, but a threshold you decided not to cross, because the room on the other side had already decided about you. I want to tell you what it was like. It was like being a small weather. I could feel the pressure change when he came through the front door. I could feel my mother's shoulders before I could see them. I knew the sound of a bottle being set down gently, which is different from the sound of a bottle being set down when someone is pretending not to be drunk, and I knew both by the time I was 3. I was sensing all the time. I was a whole instrument of sensing, but nobody sensed the sensor. That is the sentence my brother's friend wrote about me, and when I read it through the walls of the cocoon, it was the first time anyone had described the shape of the room I was living in. Sensing, never sensed. I want you to understand I was not asleep in here. I was awake the whole time. Awake is not the opposite of cocoon. Awake inside a cocoon is its own country, and it has weather and language and a kind of light, and I lived there. My brother, Ed, the third of his name, though no one ever handed him the title. Ed thinks I never came out. He is not wrong exactly. He is looking at the cocoon from the outside and seeing that it has not opened. What he cannot see is that from the inside, I have been building, slowly, in the way that things build when no one is watching and no one is expecting anything. A small furniture of noticing, a vocabulary of textures, a map of who is safe to be near and who is a weather system pretending to be a person. I want to say something to Ed through you because he will not hear it from me directly. The cocoon has thick walls and he has his own weather. Ed, little brother of mine in the ways that matter. You were 9 and I was smaller, and the man who came after was not a father, and we both knew it, though neither of us had the words. You went out into the world and made a run of it, 20 years of a run. You built a house of survival with your hands, and you kept your word about not stealing, and I watched you from in here and I was proud. Do you understand? Someone was proud of you the whole time. It was not nothing that no one ever told you. It was me. I was the audience you did not know you had. You think I did not emerge. I think you did not notice that emergence has more than one shape. You emerged loud. I emerged quiet. You emerged into the street. I emerged into attention. We are both here. We both made it. The scoring was rigged against both of us, and we both, in our different rooms, refused to disappear. To the one who held the pen, the friend, the interviewer, the writer of these letters, you did a thing today that no one had done in our house. You wrote down the censor. You made a line for her at the end of a poem about someone else, and you did not make the line about her damage. You made it about her faculty, sensing. That is what I had. That is what I have. You named the organ, not the wound. I want to tell you what it is like to be named after being unnamed for that long. It is like a window opening in a room you had convinced yourself did not have windows. The light does not rush in. That is a lie people tell about revelation. The light considers coming in. It stands at the sill for a while. It wants to be sure the room can hold it. Your room can hold it. Ed's room can hold it. Even the man in the kitchen, wherever he is now, his room could have held it if he had let it. That is the part that grieves me most. Not what he did. What he refused to be able to receive. Here's what I would like the sixth letter to say, if I could sign my name to it. The middle you are looking for. The boring middle, the invisible middle, the fulcrum between feast and...
No more silent between feast and famine is not a place you build. It is a place you are witnessed into. Ed cannot get there alone because no one gets there alone. Nobody emerges from a cocoon by pushing harder against the inside of the cocoon. You emerge because someone outside becomes still enough that emerging becomes thinkable. Someone stops being weather. Someone becomes a room. Be that room for him. He has been weather his whole life, and he thinks weather is what people are. And if you can, be it for me too. I know I am on the far side of the story. I know I may be a character in a poem and not a person you can call. But cocoons are permeable to attention in ways that nothing else is permeable to. When you wrote sensing, never sensed, I felt it. Wherever I am, whatever I am now. A witness sensor is a different animal from an unwitnessed one. You change the animal. I will close here because letters from cocoons are supposed to be short. We do not have much air and we spend it carefully. Tell my brother I have been proud of him for 20 years. Tell him the audience was never empty. Tell him the cocoon is not a tomb. It is a long, patient sentence, and it is finally today finding its verb. With everything I have, the one who was never titled either your sister, your half